Alright, this will be a quick ACOS rundown. By quick, I mean I'm going to go on tangents because I keep going on tangents and then restarting, but I'm just going to leave them in this time. So, I know what you're going to ask immediately and want to know, how good is this character? He is not better than these three characters, just play them in solos, let's be real here.
Is it time for battle?
You can also play some other characters in solos, and I would say he's up middle of the pack with them. Obviously, Tarka is also very good in solos, Ball is pretty good. Stuff like that. But he's probably more middle of the pack than anything. Also, delete this character and disability from the game. Let's just be honest here for 1 second. Alrighty. Now, going to this character, I think the problem with this character right now is that his ultimate is just not as good as these two. And I say that he's a similar vein to them. Now, I say that, and honestly, this one is probably good in threes, but this one is not good in solos. And an example of what I'm talking about with that is, for him, his ultimate right now is basically just a glorified way to get out of combos. But what does Tarka uses to get out of combos? Okay, Tarka now has 60% of his ult still. Alright, great. Now, technically, Takeda can't use his to get out of combos. If I'm under... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to double check. My brain was not working there. So, Takeda obviously can't use his ult, I'm pretty sure, when he's under attack. I remember it could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he can't. But the thing is, though, Takeda doesn't have to. Takeda can just do this, and are you really going to fight Takeda anymore? I certainly would not, for the record. And then he cancels it in your face. Okay. Takeda now has 75% of his ultimate still. He's still as big a threat as he was, or he will still be the biggest threat as he was after taking like 2 swings as he was before. Meanwhile, this character,
I can smell their
both of these are pretty bad. This one's a bit better in trios, but at least you can cancel this one, right? So if CC broke, I activate it. I have to cancel it like that. I have to go through all that process to cancel my ultimate, and I'm at 0%. Now, you can be like, oh, well, it does really good damage. And sure, it does pretty good damage. Right, I'm not knocking this damage. This is more of a threes ability than a solos ability, for the record. Now, it's also not that hard to deal with, I feel. And then this one, I'm just not really sure what the point is. It's a heal, it's a dash. It's a bit of an extra layer they have to worry about, but I don't think it's that impactful. I've not met any experienced player who really has an issue with playing around this on top of my other tools. You kind of, using it from this far away is pretty easy to react to and dodge. Its distance isn't actually that big. Right, like that's not landing right there. That's about the exact distance you can do it where it won't do anything. And the other big issue is, when you're in this state, you're forced to do this attack right here. The other attacks in this state are fine. This thing right here, it's just an ender. It's okay. It probably does less damage to most of their enders, and that's fine. Then he also has the wall attack, this right here. I'd argue this wall attack is probably better than most attacks. I don't know why it went that way. Let's see if I can do this right. Right, if I was able to do that more properly, you can get a combo off that. You can also use this to get a combo off of that right there where it's running, which is pretty nice for the katana, don't get me wrong. But this right here is just terrible. There's not really an upside past the fact that it tracks a bit harder than the katana does when you're just tech chasing like this. Right? So if you go too fast, there's a good chance it keeps connecting, but if you go too fast, the katana, like right there, I was too fast, and he was able to roll again to get out of it. That is the one use that thing has. But also, using the ability on it as a combo ender doesn't really matter, because you want a very easy combo to do. As long as I don't mess up the uppercut easily. Everyone knows this, right? This is the OG combo. This does a bar and a quarter. How am I messing this up? Bar and a quarter, right there. Or, you have this one, which I think is also the really easy thing you can do. And this is kind of ping dependent, and this is a bit more unreliable. Right, that right there. Now, that's a bar and a quarter as well. Now, let's see what it is with this instead.
You thought I was dangerous before.
So, this, the uppercut. attack there, so we'll count that. That's 1 bar. If you got both attacks, it's about a bar and a 10. And if you do something like this, also just less damage. And obviously there is different routes you can do with enders on that might edge out a tiny bit. I'll try one really quick, but I have no promises on hitting this first try. I'll hit first try. Okay. That's still basically the exact same damage as just doing grapple uppercut focus, or uppercut grapple focus like this. So using it as a combo ender doesn't matter. Having an extra tool neutral of that big dash is not really that threatening either. Not cancel out of it when it's your combo breaker, which means you can't preserve your ultimate like you can with other characters who function a similar way. A big thing with this giving more move speed is when Tarkus gives him more move speed, he's now immune to grapples. You need to jump around to keep this activated. It will just fade off like that, right? So you have to keep jumping, and if you get grappled while you're jumping, you already know what happens, right? So, just not good at all. Now, doesn't mean the character's bad, by any means, I want to say. Because Roar Blast is broken. This tool in neutral is insane. If you mess up and run into that, then he just gets a bunch of damage on you for free. It's just how it is. If he gets a big opener on you, I don't know why my grapple missed, but hey. Big opener on you, like so. I am so bad right now. Oh my goodness. People who struggle with this, I mean, you know, I'm not perfect by any means, don't worry. Whatever, I messed it. But you get the point. That's an insane touch of death starter. This ability is just honestly probably a little too good, but it's kind of where most of his power punches in his kit, so it's fine. I'm more worried about his other abilities and his other places in the meta besides just solos and doing touch of death combos on Ferrari. I'm messing up too much, whatever. You get the point though, right? Big combo, big damage, good neutral tool. His cooldown is pretty long to make up for it, which is pretty punishing compared to, like, I don't know, say this character who... Wrong ability.
Bring me your sick and wounded.
Right. This character right here, right? Let's talk about this ability. Yeah. So this is like an 8-second buff that if you hit, it spawns her and then gives her the shield for the 8 seconds. I don't know what the actual time is now. But that's also the same duration as that, and this ability can last up until around like 8 seconds left on the cooldown if they don't play around it perfectly, and it heals you.
Together.
Right. So still not as good as something like that, but it is pretty damn good.
Let's uncage the tiger.
What basically means to me though is this character probably needs more love. I think they should revert the change they just made to this, where you don't need to be running to activate his attacks, because it's honestly just detrimental to even use his attack almost ever. I'd say probably change that one back. But besides that, he is pretty fun, at the very least. Like, we'll give him that. He is very, very fun. Obviously, I'm just a sucker for big combo, big damage. But that's how I am. But those are kind of my thoughts on him, though. I might be wrong on a couple things. Hopefully, somebody finds a use for this pile of garbage right there. But that's about out. That's about it. Peace.